Greetings, fellow songwriters and seekers, and welcome back to Muse and Measure. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button down below. All right, so I want to talk today about the gift of midlife, of being middle-aged. It's not often seen as a gift because it's this glimpse of mortality, and all of a sudden it dawns on you that this shit's almost over. And what have I done with my life, and how have I screwed it up? What are my relationships like? Did I achieve all the goals that I wanted to? What did I squander my youth on, and why didn't I have any self-confidence when I was young? And all these issues that come up. And thus many people have a midlife crisis where men like me leave their wives for teenage, or women in their 20s maybe, and go get a sports car or whatever. They go try to climb Mount Everest to somehow save their life story from this tale of regret and being a loser, you know. But I think of midlife and midlife crises. I think my whole life has been one midlife crisis because I've been worried about mortality since I was in my late 20s. And really obsessed with it. I did a whole album called Thank God, which many people maybe thought was a religious album where I was doing some kind of Christian alt country, but no, it's really about looking at mortality and death and asking these immortal questions, and also doing it from an atheistic point of view when you don't have religion or a faith structure to answer all these questions, to give your life meaning and purpose. And it's really from an existential point of view that you have to start thinking about the world, where you're like, well, I'm responsible for giving my life meaning. And I'm responsible for the choices of my life. So that for me is the gift of middle age, is that once it dawns on you that this show's almost over, you know, you have more life behind you than you have ahead of you, then you really should feel that motivation to make it happen, you know, to be a little bit more fearless and worry less about what people think about you or what the consequences are to your career or your family, which are all imagined, right? You know, if you are pursuing an artistic career, your family's just going to think, oh, that's nice that he's doing that, or they're going to be annoyed by it or slightly embarrassed by it, or maybe they'll be very supportive of it and celebrate it, you know. But these are all the fears that crop in your mind that, you know, what are people going to think about it? And the people who are closest to you, your family, your spouse, your children, you maybe are assuming how they're going to react to it. Well, you can't be a prophet in your own hometown, as Jesus said. I like to quote Jesus every once in a while. So don't expect your family to get what you are doing for these big projects or for these goals that you have as far as being a musician and a songwriter. Do it for yourself. This is about, you know, you fulfilling your own potential. And by doing it for yourself, you're going to be doing it for other people, because you are going to set the example, and hopefully they won't wait until midlife to actually have the courage to take that leap of faith and take some risks. Feel the fear and do it anyways, as that popular self-help phrase says. So that's the gift, because it's like, okay, well, what are your other options? I guess you could just you know, wait it out, and hopefully, you know, you get the courage in 10 years or 20 years, but you might not be around. You can jump on Kurzweil's ship and try to fill your body with supplements that's going to keep you alive until they discover, or AI discovers, how to keep us immortal. Then we'll have other issues. And we're about to have a whole bunch of other issues with AI. I mean, AI is writing music now and writing lyrics. It's not very good. It's just like, it's all derivative of what's come in the past, but maybe once it can come up with new things, it's going to blow us out of the water. But it still won't be a human being who's expressing it. And there's something very unique and precious about human life, that it shouldn't be squandered and wasted. It really should be about waking up and realizing the true nature of things. And that's what the Four Noble Truths of the Buddha are about, is that, life is suffering, which is, you feel in its intensity when you hit this midlife point. You're like, holy shit, I'm just dissatisfied with everything. Nothing is bringing me joy the way it should. But you know the cause of it. It's this attachment, and that there's a way out, and the way out is the Eightfold Path. Now, I'm not saying become a Buddhist unless you are interested in that. But what that teaches us is that it is our own responsibility, and it's ultimately our responsibility to not squander this precious chance we have to realize the truth and to eliminate our own suffering and to eliminate the suffering of other people and be a better person for other people by breaking through these habitual patterns of ego and suffering, which is causing us to be an unhappy curmudgeon around our friends and family and not bringing them joy. So it's not only just making you miserable, it's making everybody else miserable. So the gift of middle age is that, all of a sudden you can see the signs of aging on your face. You can see the gray hairs, the balding, the wrinkles. You know what age you are. You know how long your parents lived, and hopefully they're still around, but if they're not, you know what kind of congenital family issues you have and what your expected lifespan is. And you know that time is running out. So now's the time. So it's really a wake-up call. And that's why it's a gift, because it's going to be so rewarding once you do it. And you just take that leap and do the courageous thing and give it a try and do it. And share it with the world, or don't share it with the world. You can just do it for yourself. But fulfill those creative and spiritual ambitions that you have and see where they take you. And it's not going to be where you expect it. But that's really a great second act. The saying is that there are no second acts in American life. But you can have a second act. Kurt Vonnegut said that at some point in a person's life, they realize that they're in the epilogue. Well, it doesn't have to be the epilogue. It doesn't have to be the after, like, oh, this is, how they lived happily ever after, or this is how they wallowed in suffering. It can be a whole new chapter or a whole new book to remake yourself, because ultimately you are responsible for that, and you can make the difference for yourself. So take this gift of middle age, take the gift of the teaching of the precious human life. I know there's a Buddhist parable about a turtle swimming through the ocean, and there's also a golden yoke swimming, floating on the oceans of the world, and the turtle puts up his head once a millennium, and the odds of being born a human are the same as if the turtle, when he brings up his head that one time per millennium, that it happens to be in the whole of that yoke. So it's so precious. And people go, well, think about all the people there are in the world, it's not that precious. Well, there's that scientific fact that there are more bacteria in your intestines than any human beings that have ever lived. So your odds of being born, if you're going to be born at all, are as a bacteria and not in this complicated form that's speaking to you right now. So damn it, take those reins and manifest. Take this gift of middle age, because this shit's almost over. So make it happen. All right, best of luck. Actually, not best of luck, just make it happen. All right, see you next time.